You negotiate every single day. For your salary, with your kids, with your partner, at the car dealership. Yet no one ever taught you how.
Wait, those everyday conversations count as negotiations?
That's exactly what an FBI hostage negotiator discovered. The strategies that save lives also work in your daily conversations. Today, we're revealing those secrets. Welcome back to Business Mindset Mastery. I'm Emma.
And I'm Jake.
Today, we're diving into Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss.
Chris Voss was the FBI's lead international kidnapping negotiator.
Exactly. He spent decades in life-or-death situations. But here's what shocked him. The same techniques that worked with hostage takers also worked everywhere else.
Like asking for a raise or setting boundaries with family?
Precisely. Most people either avoid conflict entirely or resort to aggression. They never realize there's a third way.
A way that gets better results while building relationships.
That's what we're exploring today. 5 techniques that transform how you communicate.
So why do most people struggle with negotiation?
Because they think it's about logic and compromise.
Isn't it?
Not according to Chris Voss. He discovered that traditional negotiation training was actually making things worse.
How so?
Think about it. When you're in a tense conversation, are you thinking logically?
Not really. I'm usually feeling defensive or anxious.
Exactly. Emotions drive decisions, not logic. But here's the problem. No one ever taught us how to navigate emotions in high-stakes conversations.
We just wing it and hope for the best.
Which is why we freeze up when asking for a raise. Or why family conflicts spiral out of control.
So what's the solution?
Let's start with tactical empathy.
That sounds manipulative.
It's actually the opposite. Tactical empathy means understanding the other person's perspective without agreeing with it.
Understanding doesn't mean agreeing?
Right. It means gathering intelligence. Here's how it works. You label their emotions out loud.
What does that mean?
You say things like, "It seems like you're frustrated," or "It sounds like this is important to you."
And that actually works?
It diffuses tension instantly. Because people just want to feel heard.
So you're not trying to prove your point.
Exactly. You're making them feel understood. That builds trust faster than any logical argument.
Can you give me a real example?
Sure. Imagine a client says your price is too high. Instead of defending your price, you label their concern. It sounds like you're worried about the budget.
That acknowledges their fear without arguing.
Right. And once they feel heard, they're more open to solutions.
So tactical empathy opens the door to collaboration. Okay, so that's labeling emotions. What's the next technique?
Mirroring. And it's ridiculously simple.
How simple?
You repeat the last 1 to 3 words they said as a question.
As a question.
See? You just did it.
Wait, that was mirroring?
When you mirror someone, they feel compelled to elaborate.
Why does that work?
Because humans have a deep need to explain themselves. Mirroring triggers that need.
Oh, like in tough conversations?
Exactly. Any situation.
So what do you do after you mirror?
You stay silent. Let them fill the space.
Silence is power.
Exactly. Studies show mirroring increases tips by 70% in waitstaff.
70%?
So you're doing it again.
This is wild.
It works because it creates an instant connection. The other person feels like you're on the same wavelength.
So I could use this in meetings.
Absolutely. Someone says, "We need to cut costs." You mirror cut costs. Then they explain their thinking.
And you get more information without asking a direct question. All right. What about when someone makes an unreasonable request?
That's where calibrated questions come in.
What are those?
Questions that start with how or what.
Like what?
How am I supposed to do that?
That sounds confrontational.
It's actually the opposite. You're putting the problem on them without saying no.
So you're making them solve your problem.
Exactly. Here's another one. What would you need from me to make this work?
That gives them ownership of the solution.
Right. Now here's the key. Avoid why questions.
Why?
Because why sounds accusatory. It puts people on the defensive.
So stick with how and what.
Exactly. Chris Voss used this technique with hostage takers. Instead of demanding they release the hostages, he'd ask questions. How do you expect me to explain this to my boss?
That makes them think about his perspective.
Right. And once they're thinking about your constraints, they start problem solving with you.
Instead of against you.
That's the power of calibrated questions.
They turn adversaries into collaborators.
Now let's talk about the accusation audit.
That sounds intense.
It's one of the most powerful techniques. Here's how it works. You list every negative thing the other person could think about you.
Wait, you say the bad stuff out loud?
Before they do.
Why would you do that?
Because addressing it takes away its power. For example, you probably think I'm being unreasonable.
So you're naming their fears before they can.
Exactly. And once you've said it, they can't weaponize it.
That's brilliant.
People become more receptive after their fears are acknowledged.
It transforms potential enemies into collaborators.
That's what Chris Voss found in hostage negotiations.
Can you give me a practical example?
Sure. Let's say you're asking your boss for a raise during tough times. You start with, I know the company is facing budget constraints, and I know this might seem like bad timing. You might even think I'm being selfish for asking.
You're voicing all their objections up front.
Right. And by the time you're done, they're actually more sympathetic.
Because you've shown you understand their position.
Exactly. The accusation audit disarms defensiveness.
So we've covered 4 techniques. What's the 5th?
Getting to, that's right.
What does that mean?
Most people think yes is the goal. But yes often means nothing.
How so?
Because people say yes just to end the conversation.
So what should you aim for instead?
That's right.
What's the difference?
When someone says that's right, it means true agreement. It's the breakthrough moment.
How do you get them to say it?
You summarize their position until they say that's right.
So you're proving you understand them.
Exactly. Now here's the warning. If they say you're right, that's actually a brush-off.
They just want you to go away.
Right. That's right means they feel truly understood. You're right means they're just agreeing to move on.
So how would this play out in real life?
Let's say you're negotiating with a vendor. You summarize. So you're concerned about cash flow, and you need payment within 30 days.
And if they say that's right?
That's your green light. They're now open to finding a solution.
Because they feel you get it.
Exactly.
Okay, so how do I actually use these in real life?
Let's walk through a salary negotiation.
That's where most people freeze up.
Right. So imagine your boss offers you a 5% raise, but you are hoping for 10%.
Most people would either accept it or argue for more.
Both are mistakes. Here's what you do instead. First, use tactical empathy. I appreciate the offer. It seems like the company is facing budget constraints.
You're labeling their situation.
Exactly. Then you mirror. 5%?
And stay silent.
Right. Let them explain. Then you use a calibrated question. How am I supposed to hit my financial goals with a 5% increase?
That puts the problem on them.
Exactly. Then you do an accusation audit. I know this might sound ungrateful. And I know the company has limitations.
You're taking away their ammunition.
Right. Finally, you summarize their position. So it sounds like you value my work, but the budget is tight this year.
And wait for that's right.
Once you get that, you've unlocked collaboration.
This is a complete mindset shift.
How so?
I used to think negotiation was about winning arguments. I tried this technique with a vendor last month.
Most people do.
but these techniques are about understanding the other person.
And when they feel understood, they're more willing to collaborate.
It's not manipulation. It's communication.
Exactly. Chris Voss spent years in life-or-death situations. And he found that empathy beats aggression every time.
Even with hostage takers?
Especially with hostage takers.
So if it works there, it definitely works in everyday conversations.
That's the beauty of these techniques. They're universal.
I'm definitely trying mirroring in my next meeting.
Start small. Practice with low-stakes conversations first.
Like ordering coffee?
Exactly. The barista says, "What can I get you?" You mirror, "What can you get me?" See how they respond.
Then work up to bigger conversations.
Right. These skills become second nature with practice. Let's recap. Tactical empathy builds trust by labeling emotions. Mirroring creates connection by repeating their words. Calibrated questions make them solve your problem. The accusation audit diffuses negativity before it explodes. And that's right, signals true agreement.
These 5 techniques transform how you communicate.
Thanks for listening to Business Mindset Mastery.
Subscribe for more insights on mastering communication and negotiation.
See you next time.